4 very interesting sessions coming up. The first of which is the voice of innovative interventions, where we are going to be showcasing 3 very interesting interventions in the social sector, addressing very different kinds of issues. Let me take a moment to introduce our speakers for this section. Aditi Prasad has an academic background in law and public policy and is on a mission to inspire and educate young girls and boys to learn to code and develop real-world solutions to real-world challenges by harnessing the power of robotics, coding, STEM, and maker spaces. She is the curator of the Indian Girls Code Initiative, a free STEM education program for underprivileged girls recognized by the Government of India and UNESCO. Bhairavi Prakash is a psychologist and the founder of Mithra Trust. It is through her corporate work experience that she realized how ill-equipped the system was to offer solutions to those dealing with personal health crises. That was when she decided to enter the space of mental health in India. Mithra was born in 2018 and engages in positive mental health by providing information, workshops, tools, and services like a friend would. Today, she's here to present one of Mithra Trust's many wonderful initiatives, the Mayor Kit. Mahima Poddar wants to live in a world where people smile more often, embrace in bear hugs, and open their arms wide to catch anyone they see falling. As a social entrepreneur and the founder of the Kindness Foundation, she believes that even the simple act of talking about kindness can be very powerful and can inspire people to become the best versions of themselves. The foundation is creating a culture of kindness, compassion, and empathy across communities worldwide through various workshops, programs, and events held year-round. Welcome, Aditi, Bhairavi, and Mahima. It would be lovely if we can get started. Aditi, why don't you go first and we will take it.
Hi, everyone. I'm Aditi Prasad, and through Indian Girls Code, we are committed to empowering young girls in India and bridging the gender gap and digital divide through coding education. So gender bias starts very, very early, and it's especially prevalent in the fields that are traditionally seen as masculine. We are here to question why and how parents make choices and society influences the decision that children make, right from the activities they choose to the careers. Are girls incapable of being automobile engineers or designers? Why do more girls go for dance class and not boys? What toys do we offer our girl children, and how do those decisions that we make as parents affect their career choices? A recent survey conducted in schools with a 50-50 proportion of boys and girls indicated that girls heavily outperform boys in science and math. Now, at the college level as well as the workplace, the percentage of girls that contribute are dropped by 50%. Then 50% of women leave employment in STEM fields between junior to mid-level careers, and sometimes they never return. That means 50% of trained women stop contributing to the economy and adding their unique female perspective. And let's be clear, and I'm sure we all agree here, we need that perspective. So by mid-level career, women only represent 7% of the qualified workforce. In the next 10 to 15 years, autonomous electrical vehicles, data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence will transform societies and countries. Interesting fact, Tesla has beat out General Motors, Fiat, as well as Ford a few years back. And a few years back, Ford Motor Company had fired its CEO because Ford wasn't keeping up with the technology. Now, especially during COVID-19 and the current scenario, we have seen the world transforming digitally in every single aspect. If we don't equip our children with the requisite skills, the digital divide will widen and leave our girls culturally and economically far behind. And we definitely can't leave our girls and women behind when all they need is the access to the right tools. I would like to share a quick clip of a talk I recently given at the TEDx Chennai to give you a little bit of context on coding.
That kids can code or need to code. All those lines that we understand as code can seem daunting, right? But let me show you what it's like to code like a kid today. With Scratch, an open source software from MIT, you just drag the blocks together and create a sequence of commands. So just like Lego blocks, you put the blocks together And the stacks of blocks create a story or a game, like this one made by a 9-year-old. So kids take an idea, break it down to simple steps, and create powerful projects. Now, can you imagine if a child...
We founded Indian Girls Code to inspire young girls to be innovators, creators, and leaders. We wanted to transform the education they received by giving them access to tech and coding skills and empowering them to be the change they wanted to see in the world. While our program runs across all sectors of society, we focus on the underprivileged girls who do not have access to quality education and who, under the pressure of poverty and tradition, may not even realize their own STEM skills. Our story started in Trichy, and we have some inspiring stories to share. Video, please.
We have dozens of inspiring stories. So in 2015, I went down to Trichy to visit an all-girls orphanage called Annai Ashram. These girls were from highly dysfunctional and underprivileged families. Their parents, if they had any, were victims of domestic abuse, beggars, some even prisoners. A typical life cycle of a girl of this orphanage would be to finish free public school, join a local tailoring shop, get married to an equally poorly educated low-income earner, and send their children back to the same orphanage. It is a vicious cycle. So now these young girls who've been learning coding and electronics had a great idea. They wanted to create a home alarm system for their orphanage. Now, realizing that safety was an emotional concern, these children had solved a real-world problem using the technology they had played with. These girls are inventors. 10-year-old Abhinaya, who wants to join the Indian police force, wants to make a robot that can be used to rescue people. 12-year-old Mahalakshmi wants to create a robot that can help old people, while 13-year-old Elakya wants to create a robot that will make her super successful and bring her lots of money. All it takes is their dream and the access to the right tools.
I mean, like these, we have dozens of stories to share of what these young girls have really created and the projects that they have made. And our dream is to see these girls from places like Annai Ashram graduate from university and work in jobs that change their perspective and thereby change their entire family's perspectives and prospects. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Aditi. All of the audience joining us here today, please do send in your questions. We will take them at the end of the session as and when they come in. Bhairavi, if I can invite you to present the Mayor Kit, please. Bhairavi, you're on mute.
Is it okay now?
Yes.
All right. Hi, I am Bhairavi Prakash and I'm the founder of Mithra Trust. The work that we do at Mithra is basically around making sure that the narratives and stigma around mental health are challenged. We like to provide tools for people to help them help themselves and also to help other people. We promote a sense of belongingness, and beyond everything, we provide a safe space for people to come together and express themselves and find different ways to self-reflect. As we've been doing this since September of 2018. And January last year, a friend reached out to me and he said he was in a really dark place. And he said he didn't want to go to therapy, but he really wanted some help. And all of this was over email. I had many conversations with him, and the aim there was basically to get him therapy ready. That's what we kind of decided on. And as I engaged with him, I gave him a set of tools. I gave him things that I would say or how I would understand depression based on my own experiences. And it started to resonate really well with him. And at that point in time, I realized that we have something here. In India today, students have the highest rate of youth suicides in the world. In the world, every student takes their own life in every hour. Sorry, that sentence came out a little garbled. But the idea is that young people today have so much going on, and they need tools. Many of them know that therapy is where they need to go, but most of them do not take that step. And the Mayor Kit was our way, based on my friend's experience and my experience, to make that possible and to make that happen. I'll show you a little video of the Mayor Kit to give you an understanding about what it is and then take you on the journey of how we went about creating it. I'm going to share my screen. So when a bunch of us came together after I spoke about my friend's story to a few people, and it really resonated with them. So I had a product designer who came on board and an illustrator who came on board, so Swati and Vasni. And the three of us set about wondering how do we create a tool that's not tech-based, that is a physical product. And a lot of research went into this because we realized that many people download apps, but they don't really end up using them. And we wanted something physical that they can hold on to, that they could kind of anchor and connect to and use as and when they needed. And all three of us have some sort of relationship with depression. Either we've been through depressive episodes ourselves or we're caregivers for people with depression. And when we came together to start to create this, the amount of love and support that we received was phenomenal. We did a prototype based on the few sort of concepts that we put together, and we tested it out. And I was between Bangalore and Chennai at that time. And wherever I went, I'd take this little kit with me. It was in, you know, those cake boxes that you get, those white little cake boxes. It was in that, and people thought that I had cake. And every time I'd open it, I'd be like, these are goodies, but different kind of goodies. And the joy that it brought to their faces when they started seeing the different elements of the kit and interacting with it really gave me that sense of, okay, we need to do something with this. So initially I was just going to do about 50 kits, but the more I interacted with people, the more information I got from them, the more I saw them engaging with the kit, decided that we had to do a fundraiser. So we went on crowdfunding, and in 6 days we reached our goal. By 10th day, we far surpassed it. And this showed me that people wanted something innovative with mental health, that everybody knows that therapy is there, but accessing it can be extremely affordable. And there are so many barriers to accessing therapy just because of how pricey it is. So this was our way to basically come together and give people tools that they can use to help support themselves and support other people while they get ready for therapy or while they're in between therapy sessions. So it wasn't built as a way to replace therapy, and we're very clear about that, even within the context of the kit and what's there in it. So what does the Mayor mean? The Mayor is basically the fact that you're not okay. It's a feeling of overwhelming. So when you feel too much, when you feel too much sadness, too much grief, too much anger, or if you feel completely disconnected and you feel like you don't have any feelings at all and you're completely cut off. So Mayor is something that we created just to say that, you know what, you're not okay. And we have a whole series around it called the Mayor series. We do Let's Discuss the Mayor workshops, Doodles for the Mayor, and it's growing into something that's far beyond my control. It's a movement that's taking place, and it's really beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bhairavi. We do have questions coming in. We'll field them at the end of this session. Mahima, if I can invite you to come in and talk about the Kindness Foundation.
Thank you, Yashaswini. First of all, Vedika and Yashaswini, I want to applaud you for putting this ginormous effort of shining the spotlight in the social sector in the South. And I think you guys deserve a standing ovation. If this was a physical audience, I would have really tried to get you one. But here's my standing ovation to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And I want to say that I feel very privileged to be a part of, this group of lovely ladies, the amazing work they're doing. I've had an opportunity to work with some of you, Aditi, Vedika, had a chance to work with you guys. And I must say, I'm so proud of being a woman. I'm so proud of living in these times. I'm so proud that, of the city I live in, of the space that everybody exists in, because this reinforces my belief. It's organizations like you guys. It reinforces my belief that every single human being has an immeasurable capacity for kindness within. And no matter what ways we choose to express it, this is what we're doing out there. And, you guys reinforce my belief in humanity. So thank you for being there and doing what you guys do, all of you out there. About a little bit about the foundation, we believe that, being kind not only has a direct effect on others, it also has a positive impact on ourselves. And, we believe that a little bit of kindness in our lives can go a long way. And especially the way things are today, it's about time that we all started doing whatever we could in our own small way to spread the love. So at the foundation, we explore the grit and power of emotional courage, and we measure what makes life worthwhile. We inspire you to get motivated to do good for others and show you that if you want to change the world, you have to start by being brave enough to care. So I'm going to show you, the different kind of things that we do at the foundation. I will just share my screen in a second. All right. Okay, I hope it's sharing. Yeah, okay,
Yes.
wonderful. So, like I said, at the foundation, what we're trying to do is see how we can inspire people to be kinder, more compassionate and empathetic people. And how we do that, how our understanding of the way this has been broken down is, we have like three foundational pillars that we have broken down our understanding of the concept. And they are inspire, infuse, and impact. So what we do is we inspire by bringing to you stories of makers, shakers, and disruptors who have risen above their circumstances to shape the world around them in powerful ways. We hope to help expand your own ideas and perceptions of kindness with these inspiring stories. We also provide the tools and trainings through various programs and workshops to help internalize the learnings and facilitate self-growth. And lastly, we not only engage ourselves in various outreach programs, but we also empower you to go out into the world to impact others yourself. It is not enough if we are the only ones making the impact, but I want everybody in the world out there to feel they can make an impact on their own. So, you should feel powerful enough to start the ripple, which will create the tidal wave, the proverbial tidal wave. So I'm going to quickly run you through some of the various programs we do, because there is this notion that to be a kind person, you have to be this particular personality. Not everybody has it in them. And maybe kindness is a little boring, to do kind acts. So here we are to show you that kindness can actually be fun. It can be creative, and every single sector of our society, every single human being can engage in small and big ways. So we brought the story of Kranti. It's a group of girls from who are the daughters of sex workers from Mumbai's Kamatipura district. We brought their story to the stage, and their narrative was a very powerful one, not one of self-pity, not one where they want to draw any attention of pity to themselves, but more of empowerment. They are set to be the leaders of next generation, not despite their situation, but because of their situation. It makes them very powerful people. Then we also do workshops. Of course, in the pre-COVID era, these workshops were, one-on-one and in groups. They were physically present, and they were on different types of topics, engaging with different aspects of how we can bring kindness, empathy, and compassion into not only our lives, but how can we take it outwards. Now we have taken it online. We're doing several of these workshops online, which range from meditation to photography to coding for girls, So there is all kinds of different things we're doing which show you there are different ways and means of indulging in self-care, and it doesn't always mean that you need to reach out to people for help, because always reaching out to someone may not be an easy thing. But if we give you small tools and small ways in which you can indulge in self-care, it would empower you probably to look beyond your situation and reach out when the need arises. Some of the other types of workshops we do are all in the same, in this realm. I won't dwell on this too much. Another one of our very popular programs is the Kind Campus program, where we have a list of different activities that the schools can adopt, and they carry it out based on what works for them in their environment. One of our most popular ones is the Kindness Star program, and I'll tell you in a quick minute what that is. So basically, you see these Kindness Star badges, right? And we take a whole bunch of them and we give it to the school. And these badges are meant to be awarded to the children. So there are rules and regulations around how these badges can be awarded. So if there are 3 children present and one child, the first child does a kind act for the second child with no expectations of anything in return, the third child who was standing and observing it goes up to the first child and says, hey, you know what you did was really nice and you deserve this badge, you're a Kindness Star. So the trick is, you are not allowed to call somebody and say, hey, stand here and wait while I do this kind act and observe me and give it. So basically it has to be something somebody saw by chance. So, you keep doing kind acts throughout the day, hoping somebody sees it, and therefore you get the badge. And there is no limit to how many badges someone can get. There is no limit to how many badges you can give. And the crux of the matter is, adults cannot award these badges to the children. So the teachers are not giving the badges. It is the students giving the badges to each other. This program has worked very well. We've tried it out in a few schools, and I tried it out, piloted it in my own daughter's school. And the first week, the response was fabulous. All the kids were coming home and talking to their parents about, I saw this one doing that, and I saw this one doing that. And parents started getting inspired. This is like a sneaky backdoor way of impacting adults, because when you try to preach to adults, it falls on deaf ears. But when they're kids, or when kids come and talk to you about it, it's a lot more impactful. So after about 2 weeks, I asked my daughter, so are you guys still being kind to each other? How's it going? So she says, no, Mama, we're not being kind to each other anymore. And I was like, really? That's it? The effect lasted only for 2 weeks? And she says, no, we're not being kind to each other. We have become kind. So it was this shift of not needing a badge for your kind act anymore, which was really the big lesson over here, that you start off with a motivation, but it becomes part of your culture. So that's how all the different programs of the Kind Campus program are structured. Then we had a very popular, it's a popular program that's still running. It's called the Kindness Week, where we have different partners open their doors. So this week happens during Valentine's week every year. We want to change the meaning of Valentine to love to all of mankind, not just one individual. And what our partners do is they open their doors to provide experiences. This week is all about sharing experiences, and it's not about gifts and goods. So we have different people offering mindfulness classes, pottery classes, athletic sessions, a day at the spa, you have play party, a chart party, craft making, pizza and games, board gaming, you name it. There's a whole bunch of things happening, and our partners come and join us willingly. There is no money exchange. Nobody gets paid for anything. We do not engage in gifting during this time, because that's not what this is about. It's only about shared experiences. Because if you think about it, what gave you joy in life? If you want to connect with the moments of joy in your life, I can bet it has nothing to do with the gifts that you receive, but the moments. So it doesn't matter who we are, what cultural background, what financial background we come from. It's the moments that give us true joy, that give that joyful experience in our space. We can, reconnect with it even later and get that same experience all over again. So the idea is, how can we spread the joy by giving experiences that everyone can cherish for a long time? So this year alone, you're just seeing the impact chart for 2020. This was the third year, and this year we also were across 3 cities. We also spread to Pune and Hyderabad, which had their kindness weeks at the same time that we did. And, when I started this in 2000, was it 17? We first started with 6 partners, and it spread to, you're seeing 40 partners, and they all walked in, they all come in voluntarily. We have not approached anybody for any of these things. Moving on, now our partners felt that, it was not enough to do, benefited a lot from this. So they felt it was not enough to do it once a year. They wanted to roll it out more and more. So we came up with these kindness vouchers. So people like you and me could buy these different kindness vouchers and gift it to someone who could use it throughout the year. So just to give you
Mahima, can we look at wrapping in about 30 seconds? I'm so sorry to cut you off.
Oh, okay, because my time was eaten too as well. So can I take about 2 to 3 more minutes? 30 seconds won't cut it. I won't be able to finish.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to push, but I really want to.
No, I understand. We're just running on a 10-minute delay. So I'm doing my villainous job. That's all.
Sure. Thank you. All right. So, we had, we have vouchers. I'll just quickly run through this. These are the different types of vouchers: food, eye examinations, play areas, ice cream treats, day at the spa, and all kinds of different things. These are different vouchers. We had almost 23 partners who came on board. Now, of course, this voucher program is on hold simply because, nobody can go to these physical spaces. But we do hope to revamp this and have it back whenever things are normal. Not only this, we have also engaged in our COVID relief work, which was the outreach program, the impact which we tried to create during, these difficult times. And just to let you know what's coming up next, we have the big International Kindness Festival that's coming up in January. And this is the space where we intend not just to have happy conversations about what kindness is, but it's also to look at the underbelly of it, to see the challenges. Why do people not choose kindness even though they know that that's the right thing? What is the science behind it? What is the politics behind it? What are the reasons why people still feel that kindness is not a choice for them? So the Kindness Festival is going to look at the underbelly, flip it up, and acknowledge it for what it is, and also walk away with tools in each and every person's life. And we're going to do all of this in a very festive manner because it's not serious, it's fun. We want to show you that everybody has the capacity for kindness in a very fun way, in just exactly the way you are. You don't have to change. The other thing that we're coming up with is a podcast called Humankind, which is going to explore stories and give you inspiration, show you and give you different tools on how to impact yourself and the lives of others. So that brings me to the end. Clearly, what we do now is going to echo in eternity. I have to ask you, have you been kind today? What was your last kind act? Thank you.
Thank you so much.